Welcome back, and this time I'm going to show you how to create a podcast in 5 minutes or less. How do I know that? Because I tested this out, and I currently run a podcast, and we do this every week, and it's super quick. So let's get right into this. I'm Tristan Ahumada, CEO of Lab Code Agents, Fortune 500 consultant, and the first thing I want to show you is let's work on your message. So let's think. What do you want to create a podcast about? The first thing I like to do is I like to go visit Canva and really take a look at what's there, because to me it's impressive when I take a look at Canva and I say, well, let's see what ideas I get as I'm trying to think about what my podcast is going to be about. Usually I say, hey, go with your passion, go with something that you love. And today I'm going to say, well, let's say we're going to interview some amazing athletes, and we want to look for a design here that the best place to start when it comes to a graphic for podcasts is Instagram. Why? Because it's a perfect square. You click on it and you say, okay, well, now I know I'm passionate about sports, and I'm going to interview maybe local athletes that stand out. And I'm going to go ahead and choose here. You know what? This one looks awesome. I'm just going to go with this one. And I'm going to call my podcast, because it's going to be about athletes, I'm going to call it something along the lines as maybe Athletes Plus. So Athletes Plus, kind of taking that. Ooh, that plus does not look good there. Maybe I can change it up. Maybe I can add Athletes Plus podcast. I'm getting some ideas here. So here, I want to have like a little symbol, and I want to look here. What are some ideas that we have? We have some elements we can look up, and maybe just type in athlete. Maybe we'll get an athlete. We could put up a little workout guy, a little running guy. I like the little running guy. Plus, let's have a little plus. Let's do this one. Athletes Plus. I'm not sure I like that plus sign. Let's take a, I like this plus sign. I like that. Athletes Plus. Let's bring that in here. Shrink this a little bit. Athletes Plus. And then we'll put that one there. Ooh, I like that. All right, so we're going to do Athletes Plus. And then right underneath that, we're going to do, we're going to bring that up there. We're going to grab that. We're going to put the little running man there, maybe after I write the words podcast. So heading, podcast. That's really good right there. Make sure you have the right font. I love the font. Look at that. All right, now we got a little man running. Athletes Plus podcast. I love it. So you know what? I'm going to snap this right here. I'm going to grab it already. On Mac, it's Command-Shift-4, and I can decide where I want to grab. Some people are like, well, download it. Look, sometimes downloading it works, sometimes it doesn't. Depends on where you're uploading it. It could even come out really grainy depending on what you got. Okay, we've got our message. It's going to be about athletes. We're going to interview athletes. It's wonderful. We've gone to Canva. Next, we're going to go to outlining what this is going to look like. So I've got to have an idea of what I'm doing. I've got to have an idea of how the next month is going to look. I've got to have an idea of how the next 2 months is going to, who am I going to interview? And so for that, it's really easy. I use Google Docs. And so what I would do is here, now that I have a name, I'd go Athletes Plus, or with a little plus, right? And since we want to spell it right, we can do that. Athletes Plus podcast. And then I'd have, let's see, we're in May. Well, let's see, June. We're going to be like, who's going to be our first guest? We're going to decide, are we going to do this every day? Are we going to do this twice a week? Are we going to do this weekly? And to start, I suggest that you either do this weekly or you do this every other week. For this purpose, we're going to shoot one every week. We're going to go to, let's see, we have an idea of who we're going to interview. We're going to go to a local high school where I have friends that are teachers or professors, and we're going to interview some great athletes on the football team. So we're going to go high school football quarterback, right? Quarterback, there it is. Next, we're going to go and interview a college college team, college swim team goalie, right? Next, we want to interview maybe a local soccer team that plays on the weekends, right? Soccer team captain, weekend. I call them weekend warriors. And then we'll get a local baseball team, baseball team coach. See, so now let's just make sure that's right. High school quarterback. Now I've got the whole month of June ready to go, and I can start saying, great, now I know I'm going to pick the right people, and now I need the right tools because I'm not always going to be able to meet up with them in person and bring in the necessary tools. So let's think about the tools that we're going to be using, and here's what I use. So when it comes to tools, you can use things like Skype, and Skype is free. You can definitely use that. Send a link to people. People can tune in through their phone or their computer. And as long as they've got a good mic or something they can clip to the bottom of their phone that has like an earpiece, those are usually good. You can even just bring your phone if you're in person. You can both record off of the phone, right? What I like to use is Zoom. Now, Zoom is easy for me to use. Here's the reason I love Zoom. So I'm going to go to Zoom here. This is our Lab Code Agents Zoom account, and I've gone to the recordings I've done. So every time you've recorded a meeting or you recorded a webinar, you're able to then go to the recordings like you see here, and you see all of the recordings I have right here. I can pick any one of them and download just the audio for it. So let's say I want to do this one. It's what tools to use for online virtual meetings and Facebook Lives. I just want to download the audio. You see that audio? I'm going to click on the download. Now it's going to download. There it is. I'm going to open it up, show it in the Finder, and I'm going to have it on my desktop. Let's bring it over to the desktop right there. Now we saved it to use it in a little while. So you see how easy it is once you send this link over to somebody and you decide to have a meeting, right? Let's see, I want to have a meeting. I want to schedule a meeting. I'm going to name it whatever I want to because we're going to go back to this one. High school football quarterback, right? Whatever we decide to name that one. I'm going to go back to scheduling it. There it is. And I'm going to schedule the time and date, send out the link to whoever I need to send out to, then meet them up, record it. So you see I have the title, and I'm going to go now to the next step, which is going to Anchor. Here is where you upload your webinar once it's done, just the audio version, or your meeting, whatever you have. Now, for the purpose of this one, I kind of filled this out already so that we can just sign up. I'm pretending I'm a new user. I'm going to go ahead and just save that so you can take a look at it. As we go to Anchor, and Anchor is free. This is what I love about Anchor. I'm going to make my first episode right here, and I'm going to set up the podcast with you just to show you how easy this is live. So what we have here, you see capture audio right from your browser. I can do that here, but I'm not going to. I'm not going to have a webinar that's just me. I could definitely do that and just run it all off of here, but I want to interview people for my podcast. So I'm not going to use this right now. Add a listener's voice message to your episode. So you can have somebody tell you maybe a comment or a great recording that you have. They can send that to you and you can add it to here. What I'm going to do is go to my library and see right now there's nothing here. But this is where I'm going to add what I need. See, it says reuse your previously uploaded audio. I can definitely do that. Free music that's there. Here, click to upload or drag files. And look at this. I'm just going to drag it. Boom, done. It's updating. It wants me to get paid and activate sponsorship. I do not want to use that right now. I just want to go ahead and upload this audio process right here. So now it's uploaded, and we've got some options here. First, we want to make sure it's right here. We're gonna add background music. It's a little quiet. You see that? It's 7 minutes long. You can see at the very bottom.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah, we can hear that. We definitely don't want it to start there, right? So what we want to do is we want to click on those three buttons and split into multiple segments. So we've got to find out where we are, where we want to be. And if I remember correctly, it's going to be around 2 minutes and 22 seconds. So let's go there, split it. We want to be about right there. And we'll go over Zoom first.
So now here's
pretend we're going to start it right about 2:31. We're going to split it. It's going to save and split. Now it's going to split two. We want to delete one and keep the other one. We don't need the first portion of this. All right, we're back. It split this up right here. You see this? 2:31 and 5 minutes and 11 seconds. We don't need this one. This was a bunch of stuff that we didn't need. So we're going to remove that now.
So now here's Zoom
perfectly into it. That's exactly where we want to start. Now, we want to add some background music. You can. We want to add some transition. We definitely can. I would love to add an intro. So you can add an intro and then record it. You can definitely do that. It gives you some other options here. See that, right? Some great intros. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and record an intro right now, pretending like I'm going to add an intro to this. So what are we called here? Athletes Plus. Let's shoot a 10-second intro. Thanks for joining us for Athletes Plus, where we interview all of the local athletes here. Hope you enjoy it. Thank you so much. That's easy, right? Done. Now we've got this going. We're going to wait until it processes, and then we're going to listen to make sure that the sound was right, and then maybe even add some music to it. So, and then we can simply add it at the end, and then also make an outro as well. So as it's processing, we can add some music here if we want to again, or just go ahead and wait. Let's see how this sounds. Thanks for joining us for Athletes Plus, where we interview all of the local athletes here. Hope you. I want to add some music to this, right? I want to add some powerful music. Let's see what they've got here. Whimsical, definitely not. Drama, maybe. Let's go to electric. See what we've got on the electric. I think I want that. Let's see if we can go for. Let's see what beat sounds like. Digging any of these. Let's go for this one. Okay. Maybe cheerful's the one. Hold on. All right, got this. Let's choose this one. That sounds good. Now we want the sound to be a little bit lower, right? So preview with audio. Pause this. That sounds. Thanks for joining us for Athletes Plus, where we interview all of the local athletes. I'm digging that. Okay, let's sounds. Thanks for joining us for Athletes Plus, where we interview all of the local athletes here. Boom. Hope you enjoy it. See how easy that was? Now I'm going to bring it up here. I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to do the same thing with an outro. I'm going to record an outro. Thanks for joining us, blah, blah, blah. Add that music, put it at the bottom, and let's just pretend that's the outro, just to save some time right there. Drag that in there. Now let's see how it sounds as I preview the episode from the top. Get it. Thanks for joining us for Athletes Plus, where we interview all of the local athletes here. Hope you enjoy it. Thank you so much. Good.
Zoom.us. Now here are the different prices you can see.
And then
for
once
Zoom,
that's done, it'll do the outro record. Now, I want to save the episode, right? I want to title it, make sure that you use a great title. The first one we're doing here is, let's go back to our schedule. We're going to interview a high school football quarterback. So let's say the person that we interviewed was high school football quarterback. Let's make up a team. Quarterback for the Matadors. That's my university team. I did not play football though. And then you can come up with whatever you want here. In this episode, in this episode, we talked to high school quarterback. High school quarterback. Thank goodness for spell check, right? Quarterback. And then we could just leave that there. Now, we want to publish it now. Great. Upload new episode art. If you have any episode art specifically for this episode, you can definitely upload it there. This is season number 1, episode number 1. We want episode type. Sure, let's do the whole thing. Content, clean. Yes, it definitely is clean, right? This is the full episode. It's not one that isn't. So here we can upload episode art. If we can go back here, athletes podcast. All right, we already took a picture of this, but let's say we want to do one specific for the quarterback that we're interviewing. We can easily do that right here and talk about the high school quarterback edition, right? The Matador. So Matador high school quarterback episode 1, right? So we could do that, something like that. Oh, there we go. And then just make sure we spell quarterback right and bring this down. That doesn't look that great. So what we'll do is we'll split this up. There we go. That looks a little better. Let's say that's what you were going to go with. And now we can do, maybe we can grab this over here and put this over here instead. Right. I like that much better. All right. Episode 1. Good. And then we're going to crop this and use this as our art or artwork for this episode. And you have to just wait until it goes onto the desktop. Boom, done. Now we've got that one. That's how it looks. We can zoom it in and out. I like that. We're going to just save it. Episode 1. We're going to publish now. I just need to verify email address. Okay, let's go to our email. There it is. Confirm it. Boom. Continue to dashboard. And it should be taking me there. Good. We should have it. Now we have the new episode. There it is. Now I can go to settings and change it so that I can update my settings too. So I can have a podcast name, which is Athletes Plus, or I can put a little plus symbol, right? I can explain what we're doing, where we interview local athletes that make a difference in our community, right? We've got that. And now I got the cover art. We're going to search for a picture, either if we don't have one, but we do. So we're just going to upload one ourselves. There we go. We made one on Canva, and that looks great. Obviously, you can add some more things there. I can zoom in. But now I'm going to continue. All nice. I love it. It's all looking good. I'm going to update cover art. We're all ready to go. And now what we're going to do is, now that it's published, I'm going to show you exactly how it sounds and how you can share it into social media, put it into email and so forth. All right, now it's ready to go. I'm going to podcast category. What is this? Athletes, sports, sports. There we go. Podcast language. It's definitely in English. There we go. And it's clean. Include voice message link. Not really. I can talk a little bit about myself. I can have it ready to go. See, now I can connect all my social media if I wanted to. But more importantly, I can just save it. And I'm going to go to my episodes. I'm going to take a look at where this is. And there is my high school episode. It tells me the length, right? I go there and this is what it looks like. Now I can share it from here as well, right? It tells me all the stats that I have, and I can even edit this if I needed to, right? So I can edit right there. Yep. I'm ready to go. I'm going to just go ahead and publish it now. There are the links. That's what it looks like. I'm going to continue. And now it says, yes, distribute my podcast. No, I'm going to do this myself. I don't want this to publish because it's not a real podcast, but I'm just going to say I'm going to do it myself. And I'm going to grab this link, right? Now the link is copied. I'm going to go over to one of my Facebook pages that I own, and I'm going to put it right in there. And then it's going to start populating it. And there you go. That's how you look. That's how it looks. And now you're ready to go. So pretty powerful, pretty easy. Of the things you can do using Anchor, it's just those 5 steps, right? And if you time yourself from start to finish, once you're ready to go, you're going to be able to do this in less than 5 minutes. and it's going to post to, like I showed you, it's going to post to Spotify. It's going to post to other places as well. Why is Spotify important? Joe Rogan just did that amazing deal with Spotify. So you're going to see a lot more podcasts go into Spotify now. Thanks again for joining me. Please subscribe. Please click on the little bell. And I'll see you again next time.